Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. All right, so if you guys have this problem and you guys can't pass the emissions test to get your inspection sticker or to get a pass on the inspection, particularly with the smog and emissions test, because everything else, essentially with the brakes, the lights, safety features, they're pretty easy to diagnose and pass. All you gotta do is just change the parts. It's technically, they could get kind of expensive depending on which of these shops and dealerships you go to, but they're pretty easy to diagnose. Now, most people who have frustrating issues with the whole inspection problem is with the smog and the emissions because if you guys have a check engine light, most of the time you guys have this issue, you're going to get a check engine light for a code for the O2 sensor and a catalytic converter, and you guys want to know some tricks on how to get rid of the codes, clean up the O2 sensor, and also clean up the catalytic converter without actually having to spend thousands of dollars replacing any of those parts and spending hours and hours and hours driving just to complete the drive cycle. I'm going to try to give you a couple of tips that you guys can do to fix this issue. Now, if you guys watch any emissions videos, or if you guys have had anybody give you advice on emissions, I'm pretty sure some of these tricks you guys gonna know already or have tried, or you guys are probably at your wits end as far as your frustrations with the codes that you get, the check engine light and all of that stuff. But I'm gonna see if I can help you guys if you guys are in this particular situation. So first trick is, all right, if you guys haven't already, you guys can try Seafoam, you could try Bars Leak, you can try Riceland, you can try Hyper Tough, like not Hyper Tough, you can try Walmart's brand of engine cleaners, O2 cleaners, exhaust cleaners, catalytic converter cleaners, CataClean. Now, those formulas, those magic fix in a bottle, supposedly magic fix in bottles, me personally, I've tried them, I've had success with them, and the best part is they're inexpensive, and also they don't cause problems for the most part. I've never had an instance where any of those things actually cause engine issues. Most of the time they'll clean up your engine, your fuel injectors, your O2 sensors, etc., etc., catalytic converter, etc., etc. You guys definitely want to try that first, because that is definitely a trick. That is definitely a trick because of how inexpensive it is, how easy it is to do. You can do it yourself. You don't need to have somebody else do it, and a lot of times that'll solve your problem. That's one. B, there are ways to if you guys have an O2 sensor issue, all right, if you guys get a code for an O2 sensor, now then inexpensive, as far as relatively speaking, the O2 sensors are inexpensive and they're not that expensive to get replaced. Now, a lot of people actually replace the O2 sensors and they still have the code for it, regardless of how much they drive, regardless of how many times they delete the code. New O2 sensor, and they still have an issue. If you guys have that issue come up and you're at your wits end trying to figure out how to why or how that happens, I'm going to tell you guys why that happens. The O2 sensors are very, very sensitive. You guys, the measurements of the way it measures is very sensitive. It could be off just a little bit and it'll throw a code. All right, what you guys want to do is you want to get the exact OEM O2 sensors. What you guys want to do, you guys do not want to get go cheap on this. If you guys did go cheap on this, definitely figure out you know, you might want to just get an OEM original O2 sensor, whatever it that the make is. That in my experience, that actually does make a difference if you guys keep on getting codes and a check engine light for the same O2 sensor, regardless of how many, regardless of changing it out, and thinking that you guys fixed the problem. 2, now there are videos on spacers. All right, there are videos on spacers. There are different kind of spacers. There are many catalytic converter spacers. I've actually done a review of that spacer. Now, those spacers, essentially the little mini catalytic converter spacers, I used to be able to buy them on eBay. I used to buy them on Amazon. You can Google them. You can't actually buy them anymore because a lot of states have the restrictions on that. But what you guys can do, you guys actually can buy spacers, regular spacers, without any kind of mini catalytic module in them. All right, you guys can actually buy spacers from Advanced Auto, AutoZone. You can buy them from eBay, Amazon. You can buy those spacers, and sometimes you don't need to drill a hole. Sometimes you do need to drill a hole. There's videos on that. I might put out a video on that if I get a chance to sometime soon. But I'll tell you what, those spacers have helped a lot of vehicles with emissions related issue, particularly with the check engine lights, and that's definitely worth a try. Now, there are other things you guys could do. I don't think these other things, if you guys have watched videos, I don't think these other things actually do help much. You guys can definitely change your air filter. You guys can definitely change your air filter. Probably should if they're dirty. If they're not that dirty, probably shouldn't. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't do that inspection if it's raining out, because if they put your car on a dyno, what happens is it might slip, exhaust the engine, put some more stress on the engine, which might cause a check engine light. All that stuff, I don't know if doing any of that stuff will actually help with your issue. But if you're in this situation where you're watching this video and you're at your wits end trying to figure out whether you should keep your car or not, or spend how much money it is that the shop is saying that you need to spend to either fix the problem, or they'll a lot of these shops, some of these shops will tell you, and I've seen these situations where they'll say, well, you know what, we'll fix the check engine light, we'll get rid of the check engine light, we'll get rid of the codes, and they'll what else do they do besides that? And they'll run through a drive cycle, and it'll cost you $1,500. And essentially, a lot of times they really didn't do much except for probably putting a couple of those bottles of Seafoam or Riceland engine cleaner, or Exxon engine cleaner, or Cataclean, and then they'll just drive it around until it's all set and it passes 90% of the monitors pass, and then they'll do the emissions, the inspection for you, when you guys could do it yourself for like $30. But as far as like any big tricks, as far as cheap, inexpensive stuff like that, you know what, you guys could try deleting the check engine light codes. You guys could try taking the terminals off the battery for about 5 to 10 minutes. You guys could try doing all that stuff, and if you're lucky, you guys won't, if you're lucky, you guys could pass inspection. Also, a lot of these emissions issues, if you guys have a gas cap that's where the gasket is either eroded or no longer good, you guys can buy a gas cap. Try the gas cap, and gas cap is like $12 or something like that $12-15 at AutoZone. You can buy one for like $10 from eBay. Get a brand new gas cap or a brand new gasket, and then tighten it, you guys, and then delete the check engine light, and then drive it around for like 30-40 miles, see if that actually helps it any. Other than that, you know, definitely I really don't know too many other things that could actually help you guys with this situation. If you guys do know of something and it's helped you guys in passing the emissions, and you guys want to drop a comment in the comment section, might help somebody else out, definitely feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. Yeah, definitely, if you guys have questions, leave a question in the comment section. Please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up. Hope this video has helped you guys out. I'm going to be putting out some more emissions inspection related videos, because obviously the inspection exists in some states, it doesn't exist in other states. And if you guys have a vehicle that can't pass inspection because of emissions or issues with the smog test, it's a huge headache. It's time consuming, it's expensive, it's frustrating, it's anger inducing, it's you know, you're trying to figure out whether you want to save the car, get another car, you know, all that, pay the shop $1,500 or go to the dealership and pay hundreds and thousands of dollars just so you can pass the emissions test, which most of the time doesn't even affect how your vehicle drives or how it runs. It's insane. But any case, hope this has helped you guys out, and hope you guys pass the test. All right, guys, take care.